But you're made a mockery to the people. Get Lamentations 2, verse 16. Because I asked you, how do the people look at us as a people, right? Even the sister that was just here with all the different rainbow colors in her hair, right? How do you think the other nations look at us? Read that. I'm going to show you. The Bible's going to show you. And there's a reason why they look at us like that. Read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 16. All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
All of our enemies have opened their mouths against us. They all speak negatively and speak degradingly about our people.
What?
Read.
They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found. We have seen it.
They look for the destruction of our people. You understand that? Read verse 4. What you got?
But you don't think hate is taught?
Hate, of course hate is taught, right? But the first thing you need to do, what's taught, what type of hate is taught to our people?
Like, I'm gonna use this image right here.
Uh-huh. What you got?
This image right here.
Mm-hmm.
See how this is an African queen over there. She's scared from that white baby. But years down the line, that same white baby will go to hate them.
Right. Why? But instinctually though, that white baby loves mom. He used to love the milk mama and the woman that raised him, right?
That's what I'm saying. When he grows, grow to, all right, it's a difference between racist and prejudice. Prejudice is what you were taught. Being prejudiced because your dad might be racist and your dad might be racist. Because look, mama, she took care of you.
Mm-hmm.
But as you grow, what your father says or whatever your surrounding is goes. So if you see your father treat her at a certain manner, once you get to the age, you will treat her as a certain manner. Once you go to own.
Or what'll happen is your father would see you actually reverencing this woman here that raised you. Some of them even nursed them. But then what does that father then say to that son? No, son, she is a nigger and you need to treat her that way, right? But there's a reason why. Because we're natural born enemies. And there's something in them that doesn't allow them to deal with us. Read that. Ezekiel 35.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
The hatred that these other nations have for us. And when I say other, I mean all the other nations. Whether it's the Chinese people, whether it's the Arab people, the so-called white man, and guess what? Even the Africans, the Hamitic Africans, they hate us. The Nilotic Africans hate us. They hate us. Read that again.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Shed the blood of the children of Israel. Read.
By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right, because our iniquity, the judgment for our iniquity going against God's laws had an end when they emancipated us from slavery. But they continued to beat our backs. When they freed the slaves from the plantation, so to speak, they came up with black codes and vagrant laws, then Jim Crow laws. Then we had the civil rights movements going on. To the laws that we have today is already set up. Then they put drugs in our community. And they supply us with military-grade guns. A little black boy don't know where the hell to buy an M16 from, but we have them in our communities. Right, where do we get it from? Where do we get it from? It's planted in there by the same people that hate our guts, our enemies. Get Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Of course, but how do we stop that? How do we reverse that thing? And that's the problem. We reverse it right now by what you're seeing today. What you're looking at is a revolution. You're looking at the leaders and the teachers of the Most High God's army coming out and teaching the gospel to our people so that we can start having some form of morals and value, some form of self-love about ourselves so that we can conduct ourselves within our community the right way. Give me 3:15. Is it Jeremiah 3:15? Get that real quick. Exactly. And our job is not now, correction may hurt, because we come out, we tell you, look, man, you're doing wrong, you're buying and selling on the Sabbath day. And a lot of people look at us like, oh, you ain't supposed to judge us. But if we're not supposed to correct our brothers, it's the same way you correct your son. If he goes outside and he say, hey, he's not gonna tell you, but he come in now, he start rocking flags. He come home with a red flag on his head or a black flag or a blue flag. And he like, hey son, what you got going on, man? And he like, man, these are my friends right there. But he's a gang.
I done been there and done that, so I would know.
But you would tell him, would you tell him to do it though?
I would see that it's a hell no.
Exactly. Why? No, you good. But would you be wrong for telling him not to join a gang?
I done seen the insights on how leading it could be or how promising it seemed to be at that moment.
Right.
But that's the road of destruction.
Exactly.
And sometimes that road of destruction, you go on, you can't turn.
And that's the same thing we deal with our people on. Just like that cross around your neck. We deal with that as that's a road of destruction as well. You understand? Sis, how you doing? You brother or sis? Sis, you like women? You deal with women, right?
Oh my God, what's up, man?
You deal with women? I mean, that's a road of destruction for our people. Our job, but we don't come at you with hatred. We're gonna show you in the Bible how all those different things are road of destruction, and we come out to teach our people because it's the same lifestyle that we all came from. You understand? We all was either in the Christian church, we gang bang, some of us was sodomites, lesbians, homosexual, all those things our people deal with. They gotta learn the word of the Most High God so that they can change in order to fix our communities. Because selling dope to your brother only destroys your community. What do you think? It took me 5 seconds to come out here and look and see what the hell's going on back there at that hotel right there. It's nothing. Brothers walking across the middle of the road, jaywalking, handing off packages. You see women looking frazzled and stuff. It's nothing but prostitution and drug dealing going on over there. So our job is to educate our people and to speak against that thing. You understand that? Because we love our people. The same way you would tell your son, hey, don't smoke crack, don't join a gang, because we know the end result. We know that it's getting wages of sin. Romans 6 and 23. Get the wages of sin. We know that, so we care enough for our people to tell them, look, we don't want to see our people in this situation, and the judgment for that is this. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
It says the wages of sin is death. That's the only payment that we've been getting and that we're going to get from going against the Most High's laws. That gets sin real quick. So our job is to make sure that we're teaching our people these basic things. What is sin? What is love? Not to deal with idolatry. Don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. Not to deal with homosexuality. All those things are different programs set up by our enemies to do what? First, to stop us from reproducing, because you can't reproduce with another woman.
Right.
So then when you're not able to have that young son because you're dealing with another woman, your enemy rejoices. You know why? Because the Messiah is going to come from one of our sons.
That's right.
The Messiah is going to come from one of these brothers. It's coming through our bloodlines. We need our men to be raised up. How can you have man children or women children to raise up the sons if our women are dealing with other women?
Right.
Right? The Most High can't deal with that. Read that.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
So he says, whosoever commits sin is a transgressor of God's laws. Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is the transgression of God's laws. So our job is, first, we show you what your nationality is, show you who the Israelites are, let you know that you're an Israelite, you're not African American, you're not black. And then we deal with laws in order for you to think on it at least. We don't force nothing on you. You understand? We have you think on it, we show you what the Bible says, and then we let the Most High and the Spirit deal with you. Well, you say you got something to say? No? Let's get that. Get Habakkuk chapter 2. So we're going to deal with the cross, right? Because that cross, it symbolizes what? Christianity? Or what does it mean?
To me, it got a hold to it. It's what I grew up seeing.
Right.
My favorite, he always got a golden cross.
Mm-hmm.
He did something to me. But all the way to certain things, I was able to hold faith to my heart.
Right.
That I see coming up. And like I say, I'm going to be doing certain things and certain things he would think is okay.
Okay.
That's what I get led back to.
Good.
when you get back to the people, it's like how we destroy our own self by not correcting each other.
Exactly, by not correcting each other. So we're going to see, like, what does a cross mean to you? When you see somebody with a cross around their neck, you think of what, religion, something like that?
Honestly,
No?
Jesus doing this because of the fact he said before me. That's how I see the job.
Mm-hmm.
Something you always.
Something that pretty much what you already know, what you already heard. So,
Building to your heart.
Okay.
yeah, so truthfully, what the cross means to me,
I'm gonna show you what the cross means. The cross is symbolic for two different things, right? Mainly, right here, is to push this doctrine of Jesus Christ, white man Jesus, right? Because that cross there doesn't correct anyone. That cross, when it's dealing with white man Jesus, it tells you that God hates the sin but loves the sinner. Right? It also tells you that nobody's perfect, so nobody can judge you. Come as you are. Right? None of that is in the Bible, though. And none of that is the gospel of the Most High, but you get this here. You see what I'm saying?
And that's why I always see it was contradicting, because
Right.
if he so-called died for our sin, why are we getting punished?
Exactly.
yo,
He didn't die. He didn't die for us to sin. Get that Habakkuk. Read that too.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. What profit the graven image?
So now, what profit the graven image? Read.
That the maker thereof have given it.
Go ahead.
The molten image.
It says the molten image. So what has these little idols and things of that nature, the graven images, some have a cross with Christ on it, on the cross hanging, and things. How is that profit, and how do our community benefit from that? As so-called black people, we got drug and dope boys wear crosses, don't they? We got prostitutes that wear crosses in our community, right? But how is this? What Christians? There's a Christian church on every block in our community. And what's going on in our community? I'm gonna let you talk. What goes on in our community though? Gang banging, drug dealing, high-end poverty, self-destroyed, single-parent households, right? All those things go on. So what profited that graven image? I'm gonna finish it off and I'm gonna let you talk. Read it from the top again.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. What profit the graven image? That the maker thereof have given it.
So it says, what benefit do we get from that graven image? Read.
The molten image.
The molten image. Read.
And a teacher of lies.
It say what?
And a teacher of lies.
It doesn't teach you to fix yourself. It doesn't teach you to do the right thing according to what the Bible says. It's a teacher of what?
And a teacher of lies.
It keeps you in a lying mindset. It teaches you lies. It teaches you that going against what God tells you is the right way. That's what it teaches you. Read on.
That the maker of his work trusted therein.
That the maker of his work trusted therein. Read.
To make dumb idols.
To make what?
To make dumb idols.
To make dumb idols. You don't need an idol if you have a God. Our God is living. And the words that we speak, that's the breath of life to our people. You understand that the words in that Bible, we don't need a dumb idol, because all it's going to do is keep us going down the wrong path. And in these Christian churches right here, or not even in the Christian churches, give the Christian pastor when he walk out the church some money, and I can still be a dope boy and feel good about myself. What you got?
Because I just say that, and it's something I seen on Instagram, Facebook, Dr. Umar. Y'all probably know.
Right. Pan-Africanist, Umar Johnson.
All right, he kind of did make a statement on a video that I seen. He was like, Gummo will go to this church for 50 years.
And give all her money.
Give all her money, but Gummo about to lose her house.
And the church does nothing for them.
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing for them. And grandma done gave money for not 10 years, not 20 years, 50 years.
$100
Every Sunday. And she'll make sure that she'll rather go broke to give that pastor that $100. Right? But guess what? That cross teaches that mentality.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is